Welcome to another edition of Dizzarian Plays MMOs. Today I'm in Lord of the Rings Online, and I'm on my level 16 Minstrel. Just finished up a very interesting quest with Celadine and chasing down some boys that ran off into the Old Forest. And in the last mission, we also helped a woodcutter with some of the problems he's been having in the Old Forest. So lots of things are just going wrong in this place, and it's menacing, and it's easy to get lost. And look at that bounder. He's got quite the club, doesn't he? That's funny. Bounders are kind of like the Hobbits form of police. So let's talk to Tully and tell him that we've collected his sap and his wood and everything else that he was expecting.
Hello.
My thanks, friend, for all of your... What's this? The sap, it's already gone bad. And my seasoned wood, it's rotted. And these mushrooms, they're poisonous. Friend, you can't be blamed, but all this it's useless to me.
Could I take a moment of your time?
All these things you've gathered for me are useless, rotted, and ruined. Something queer is going on. What with the animals all upset and the forest seeming, well, more awake than usual. There's a wise old hobbit, a forester, who has oft camps away into the Old Forest. Look for him beyond the old Muddyfoot Hills, which you can find southeast of the Bonfire Glade. Maybe Gilly knows what is going on. I'd appreciate it if you'd talk to him. Gilliman Brandybook, that's his name. I'm worried. He had to burn part of the forest when it got too uppity years back, but this is as far worse than it was before. If the Bounders have to start another fire, they might destroy the whole forest, and then where would we be? Alright, so we're going to try to find Gilliman Brandybook in the Old Forest. So let's take a look here. I don't think... Yeah, I can't get a map of the Old Forest unless I go in, so let me go ahead and make my way into here through the Old Forest Tunnel and until we get the map. Here we are. This other thing is just some spiders. It's another side quest. But near the Witchy Winchell, where we saw him, and I bet this was the guy we saw who was down by the river before. So let me make my way, kind of meander my way through here and find out what's going on down there. And sure enough, we ran across this gentleman in the last episode, but he's got a camp set up down here on the river. So let's talk to him.
Is there something I can do for you?
So Tully Brockhouse sent you. Good. I've discovered something very odd happening here in the Old Forest, and you may be able to help. I found a strange glade to the southeast infested with monstrous spiders. I've never seen the like before. Almost makes me believe those stories about old man Baggins down in Hobbiton way. They made me drop my pack. Even that is not the worst of it yet. I saw a tree walking about covered in scars and looking like every leaf had fallen off like it were the dead of winter. Now I see some strange things, being here in the Old Forest, but I've never seen tree like this moving through the wood, killing every manner of life in its path. I tell you, if it were the old man Willow himself come to stock the Old Forest, he would not be so cruel. Something has the forest in dire state. Wow, now that sounds pretty weird indeed. You are one for a good tale, I see. Well then, a good tale I should tell you, I hope. The tree did not look alive, rotted to the core. I think in seeking only vengeance. Mayhaps it was one of the tenders of the past spooked by some feeling of dread that washed over it in some such. I know only that I lay beyond the spiders that took my pack. It was foul and terrible to see, a great blight in the forest. If something in these woods has stirred them, something greater than mischief, I would first look there. You will need to cross the river here and search within the hollow where the spiders make their nest. That was the last spot I saw the tree. Okay, so we're going to look for a walking tree. And he's got a couple of other things here. Let me go ahead and take a look.
Please, stay a moment.
So before you go, well, now, I said before, I think that nest of spiders I found something to do with all the queerness stirred up in the forest, but there are too many spiders for me to deal with myself, and the Bounders will only come with fires and axes. If you make your way into the heart of the nest and find the tree, maybe you could clear out some of the spiders and collect my pack. The spider nest is south across the willow glade. I was only able to make it to the outskirts of the nesting ground before the spiders chased me away. I dropped my pack just within the bounds of the hollow and would have gone back if it hadn't taken such a nasty spill. Okay, so he dropped his pack along with the spiders. So these are all, we're going to be just fighting a lot of spiders here coming up, I can just tell. One thing I know about the spiders is that they typically move in broods. At the head of the brood, you're likely to find a queen, a female that cares for and watches over and commands the lesser spiders. I gather that there is a brood matron in that hollow, though I'm not certain where, as I did not see her. Be wary. If you do find her, let me know, and I will see that you are rewarded. The hollow is just beyond the river in the south. You will know it by the webs hanging from the trees. Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all. So all of this is just pointing to one spot, isn't it? I mean, we've got to just go in and find some spiders. So let me cross the river here and see what I can find. Well, I've just gone a little ways in. Actually, it was just right across from Rollo there, from our previous episode. And I see this, the Grim Barren Oak. I wonder if this is the tree that he's been talking about. He's definitely got some roots around that could cause a problem. So I'm going to take them out first, just to where they don't hurt me too bad. Did you see that? Where it like puts a little spike, it'll shoot a root up at you. Okay, so it looks like I've got a clear area. Let's go ahead and attack it. And sure enough, oh my gosh, that tree's up and walking right out of the roots. Amazing. I love that kind of animation. That was great. Boom. And it fell. So did that advance our quest there? Maybe. We're still going to go in further and look for more of the problems with the spiders, though. No, it didn't. In fact, there are more of those guys running around, so I don't think that's exactly what we were looking for. That was just a unfortunate encounter. Okay, so I'm not alone here. It's always good to see other people in and about. But you can see there are some very webbed areas here. But here's the Forester pack. So let's pick it up because he lost it in here. So we still need to defeat spiders, and we need to find the main spider that's giving us problems. You can see that's probably even deeper in here. But there's a isolated tree up here. I don't guess there's anything here. But you can see, yes, see how it's starting to get very infested with spiders. You can tell with all of the webs and such. I just love the look at that. It makes it very ominous. And we are still killing spiders as I go. So I also wanted to say thanks. I can't remember who exactly it was, but they did give me a hint about my skills and said I should be using the shouts more instead of the ballads. So I've started doing that, and yeah, things are just dropping like crazy. So definitely put them as priority over your other spells. Oh, the Weaver's Den. That's that doesn't sound too terrible, does it? Oh, and now they're just dropping out of the tree. Oh, and that noise. That wouldn't scare you now, would it? So I'm hoping I can go in here. She's not too far away. But let me pause it here, and then whenever she comes out, I'll let you know. Okay, so I think I see her now. She's up here wandering around. Lebrednell. Love how they all have very specific names, and they're like, that's an elven name. We can tell pretty easily. So she's been named by somebody. But oh my gosh, there's a lot of spiders. So I'm gonna take these out before I take her on. Ah, here she is. So I am gonna do some of my ballads to since they seem to be for bigger mobs that they actually work well. I hope I'm getting that right. But so we got her, defeated her, and we got a level in as well. So level 17, they are coming pretty quickly. Of course, I am using a a special item here that gives me 25% more, I think. Yeah, 25% more. So now, let's see. I'm still going to... I'm going to finish up defeating these spires, and then we're going to bring back that pack to the forester. Oh, I still need to find the source of the forest unrest, which is right here in the very pocket of this. So, looks like there's another dead oak here that will get up and walk around. Let me kill him. I am getting there's a deed going around. You can see when you look at this, like there's certain deeds and stuff says 2 of 20. You don't have to do those, but they often give you good items at the end, like traits and stuff that you can slot later on. I have to actually heal a little bit here. I'm enjoying this minstrel a lot more since doing those shouts like that. It has helped a lot. And that was it. That was the tree that we needed to kill. It wasn't those ones that we ran past earlier. All right, so now I can head back. All right, so I've made it back to Gilliman Brandybook. Let's see what he has to say on the matter. Uh-oh. Did I not do it all? Oh, okay. No, that's a different one. The matron in the hollow. Good riddance. We are better off without that queen creeping about. The trouble with the spiders that make their way into the canopies and hollows is you never know when they have grown too big to deal with properly. Thank you for all that you've done. So it looks like we got a little bit of poison relief there. And evil on 8 legs.
Is there something I can do for you?
Though I do not hate disturbing the natural order of this place, I cannot be sure that the spiders know in this area are natural. I swear they appeared from nowhere. Thank you for recovering my pack and clearing some of them out of that valley. Very good. So it looks like, yeah, all of this is heading back to Brandybook. I mean, Buckland. Okay, so here's Tully. If I can... Oh, good grief, if I can...
Hello.
I've always thought that old Gilly was touched when he talked about the trees moving on their own accord. But now you tell me the same thing? Worse, that one talked? Yikes, we didn't read what he said. That's too bad. We should keep this to ourselves so as to not sow fear among the choir folk here in the Buckland. If you have dealt with the threat, then all should be well, and I will do my best to keep a look over my shoulder for any trees closing in upon me as I make my rounds in the Old Forest. We are ever in your debt for stopping this threat and becoming too great a risk. Thank you. All right, so I just got a weapon that is that. I just hadn't equipped it yet. Probably going to do... Yeah, I'm going to do those shoes. Finish now. All right, so let me equip this little dirk that I got as well. And now that that's done, I wonder what's next. Because I don't think there's anything in here. Let me look something up here. Well, I thought just a little ways off from Adso's camp that there would be some quests that would take us into the Old Forest, because there's a entrance here to the other side of it as well here, but they have quests concerning brigands. They're having a problem down there. Don't want to cover all of that. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode, just a little bit short, but it will be okay. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave any comments you may have. I think in the next episode, we're going to be meeting Tom Bombadil. So you're going to make sure that you are subscribed so you can figure out when that comes out. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Till next time. Bye.